This week we dive 8 legs deep into the world of Octodad for the Nintendo Switch, and then we decide to go on an off-topic rant about Star Wars, Battlefront 2 loot boxes, and much more. Stay tuned for this episode of Real Dudes Podcast. Welcome one, welcome all to the greatest show on Earth. Real Dudes Podcast. My name is Kyle, and with me, in my mind, is this person named Cody.
I'm glad I'm in your mind. That's a special place to be.
And next to Cody, sitting in his room, is Jordan. Hello.
That's not awkward.
And it might be a little awkward, but I probably should have mentioned you at the end. I'm just going with the flow there. So we'll get back to you. And then we got, in literally the same room together, Karrington and Andrew.
Hey.
I'm slightly concerned about your relationship with Cody at this point, but moving on.
I support it all the way.
It's natural. Just let it happen.
Oh my.
So, this week we have Jordan, I want to say Taikuri.
Yeah.
But I know, I want to make sure I get that right before you scold me.
Yeah, I prefer to keep my real last name confidential for security purposes.
Yes, understand. Jordan, where are you from?
I'm from Athens, Ohio, 45701 for those who want to know the zip code.
I love the way you think.
Mailing address? You send some gifts or anything,
I mean, you know my zip code. I guess you'll have to go around knocking in order to find me.
I guess we got in touch with you because you produce Raspy Voice Kids.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. So yeah, kind of got in touch with you, found out that you are a nerd at heart and you like video games and computers and cool things.
Yeah, PC Master Race. I own a PS4, and all of you have continuously tried to tell me to get an Xbox, and I still refuse.
Join us.
I actually have two PlayStations now.
No.
That's depressing. Why? Two, one for you and
one for my brother.
Don't do it, man. You can be strong like me. PS4 all day.
I just spent $600 on a new PC. I think I'm good for now. I use an Xbox controller game on my PC.
Well, they do have the best controller, so
I guess we could crossplay.
In addition to everything else being
Yeah,
inferior.
Rocket League.
We could play sometime.
Yeah, man. I'm
We
pretty
should do
competitive, and I shout. So
shout.
I'm pretty competitive, and I'm really bad at it. Anyways, so this week we are diving into just one game that we played, Octodad, the Dadliest catch.
Ooh, I love
And
that.
after that, we are going to talk a little Star Wars, because, that has been slightly on the top of news this week.
Star Wars.
And we just wanted-
Is that what the kids are doing these days? Like, what is
Something.
that?
The new
Some
dance
kind of
move,
drug?
Star Wars. Yeah.
I'm Han Solo.
I'm Han Solo. That is the song of the year.
Connect Star Wars is the greatest video game known to man. Let me just say
it's
that
so
right
good. Oh, dude, we should talk about the worst Star Wars games out there. All right,
Oh, we
before we
should.
get to that, let's talk about Octodad. It was released last week. So last week on, I guess it'd be 2 weeks ago when this releases on the Switch, and it's a game that's been out for a while. Definitely an interesting game, at least to say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you've never played it, it is literally on every system known to man at this point. Originally on the PC, and then it slowly grew from there. It got
Is it available for Linux?
Possibly.
I run strictly
the PC people
Linux
love
setups.
love Linux to game. But when it first came out, it was a huge viral thing because of how crazy the game is. So if those who don't know what it is, you're an octopus living in the real world, and you are supposed to blend in as well as you can. And literally everything you have, when it comes to your controller, it controls a different limb on the octopus. So it is pretty crazy.
Oh, so let me just ask you this. I've never played Octodad, so I would like to ask one question. An octopus has 8 limbs, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh,
Continue.
I will say you only control 4 limbs, though, if I remember right.
So you're like a squid.
Oh. No, a squid has 6.
Yes,
Closer to
he
a squid than an
has-
octopus.
I'm pretty sure he has like two tentacles coming down where his feet are, and then 2 or 1 for each arm.
That's
He's
so weird.
really not an octopus. He's just a
If I remember,
quadpus.
I don't know.
Why is this game so popular?
That's just what I'm getting at. I'm just saying.
You're telling me an octopus dresses up like a dude and goes around and tries to act normal amongst other people.
Yeah.
I think the weird thing is
Yeah.
the opening level is you getting married to a woman.
Yeah.
And then the next level,
not weird.
they have kids. I don't know how that works,
Yeah.
but it happens.
How did you not figure it out?
I finished the game tonight, and
Yeah.
the end touches on that lightly. So
Throughout the process, do you see the children at all?
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they play a big, pretty decent role in the game.
Are they
Are
half
they squids?
octopus?
No, but
No, they're quadpuses.
They
We've
address
established
that-
this.
they kind of address it, like I said, at the end of the game.
Huh.
Plot twist.
I've been taking it to work, like I said, because having the Switch is definitely
Taking it
one of the best portable gaming device I've ever used, and taking it to work and playing it at lunch for like a half hour helped me get through it pretty quick. It's only about a 3-hour game, and then tonight before we recorded, I sat down and finished like the last hour of the game.
I
Sounds cool.
did play a good portion of it, but other games got involved, so I was not able to
Yeah.
actually finish it on the Switch.
This is a difficult, like, I think November and December are gonna be difficult months just to just focus on other games than what's releasing, because there are some heavy hitters that have released this
I
month.
agree with
and-
that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I probably bought 4 games this past week. I'll probably buy another 1 or 2 next week, and then I know for sure another one after the week after that.
Yeah,
And not
So-
play any of them.
yeah. That's kind of how I felt with Octodad.
I'll play at least 2 of them.
Yeah, right?
I really like the game. Let me think about how I can word this. When I first started playing it, it reminded me of an old Rugrats game that I played for PS1. The graphics reminded me of it. So they are like your 3D polygon graphics that are kind of janky. It was funny, and the voice acting was funny. There's some good jokes and puns in there. By the end of the game, I wanted to throw the controller through the TV.
Wait, I thought you said you were playing it on a Switch.
I docked it and I finished the game. Docked on the TV.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there were a couple bugs that hit that I had to reset the game or load my last checkpoint, and it did it twice, and then eventually, like there's a part where your daughter follows you into like this jellyfish aquarium area, and you have to use her. It's all super dark because it's based in the deep sea, and she lights up your pathway. Well, she wouldn't follow me, so I couldn't see where I was going, and I would walk back to her, and she wouldn't do anything. So I reset it, and then the same thing happened. And then I had to like reset the entire level in order for that bug to
Jeez.
go away.
You're supposed
So
to
that
just
was
use the
it was
Force.
irritating.
I mean, it is
We're
a
not
Star
there
Wars
yet. Hold on,
special,
man.
but-
Hold on. So yeah, that was irritating. And then a couple other small things happened that were irritating. That I didn't like too much. But the game itself is fun. It's a short game, like I said, it's 3.5 hours. It does have co-op, which I didn't get to play, but I know Cody and Karrington played it at someone's wedding.
Yes, we did. So first of all, the Switch is the perfect console to take with you when you are at a social gathering and you need to pass some time, especially waiting for food.
We'll expect that check anytime, Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. They're about to increase to 30 million they're hoping to next year. So, I mean, we could use some Nintendo money.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, had Octodad. Cody was sitting right next to me, and we just went at it. It is very confusing and very hard trying to control a half of Octodad. I guess
sure.
because it takes a lot of teamwork, and we're at a wedding, being like, grab the key, walk to the door.
Hey, we were at a wedding playing through a wedding on Octodad.
Yes, sir.
That is
were.
true. And
Wait,
the wedding was on a golf course, and I was playing Golf Story on the golf course.
You were playing during the wedding.
Reception.
No, during the
The
reception.
reception.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're not that inconsiderate. Just a little
If I was
bit.
playing during the wedding, then I would have probably searched for like Church Simulator or Wedding Simulator or something. So
Grass simulator.
grass.
Grass.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's a real thing. It's on Steam.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
it's on
Yep.
Steam. Yep.
So that's Octodad. I have nothing else to say about it, other than Young Horses developed it, and I am hoping to see a sequel to it because I think that we could.
Does it end on a cliffhanger?
No, not really, but they could make a second game to it.
Okay. So, in your
Octomom.
opinion,
They could put him in a different scenario because it mostly, like, the last third, if not last half of the game, involves you being in an aquarium. So I think that they could throw him in a different environment
Yeah.
and just make a sequel out of
Probably
it.
not going to be the largest logic jump that anyone has to make for that game.
so would you call it Octo Granddad?
You could do that.
Produced
Or
by
you could
old
play as a
horses.
female octopus and call it Octopussy.
That's true.
Ooh.
You'd have to
James
throw
Bond
a 007 reference in there somehow, though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So what would you give it? Where would you rate it on the Real Dude scale, Kyle?
Let's see. I don't know.
A Kraken.
think
I feel like,
this
come
year?
on.
It's not ready. It's not ready.
All right. So thinking about that, a Kraken is
It's perfection.
well, to me it's not though.
Oh, dang.
See, because when I first bought Kraken, I was super excited about the just the bottle itself being Kraken. It looks like this old jug that a pirate would drink his mead out of, or his grog out of, or whatever. And once I started playing it, I got frustrated with it. And once I started drinking Kraken, I got frustrated because I wasn't satisfied with the taste. But in the end, it paid off, and I enjoyed it mixed with Coke. So Kraken is a good choice for it. It has a good appearance, and it gets frustrating a little, but it's in the end, it's still good.
Why would you give it Kraken,
Nice.
man? It's not perfection.
I feel like we need a
Sorry.
universal Real Dudes drink scale
Yeah.
because
Probably
each
should
personal
establish that
scale
somewhere.
doesn't really work. At this
true,
I hate
point.
'cause
point
it-
scales though. What if we could change the point scale? What would you guys do?
This is neither the time nor the place
I
to discuss
agree.
such a thing.
Yeah, no time
I don't
for
know.
that.
I'm just open discussion, man.
No, I really do like the alcohol scale, but I think a universal one will be needed soon.
I agree.
Okay.
Because I
Listeners,
do like
if you have any
I
ideas,
love
please
Kraken.
have them.
While we're talking about
Maybe,
improvements, we really need to
maybe
talk
we-
about this Wheel of Shame thing.
Oh gosh, we need to
It
do
needs to
that.
be improved and can actually start being used.
And yeah.
Yes.
So, universal rating and Wheel of Shame. We could probably get the listeners involved with that too.
Yeah, if you have any ideas on what we should do in rating scales, let us know.
Throw it out there.
7 plebs out of 10. I gave it 6 legs out of 8.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
that's
yeah.
good.
All right. So that is Octodad by Young Horses Studio, and you can catch that on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Switch, every system. Every system you can pick it up on.
Every system
Ever.
has ever been out.
Ever.
Even the Atari.
Yes.
Atari, yeah. 2600.
16-bit.
Before we continue, let's just take a quick break, and we will dive into... We don't have a whole lot of news. Actually, we don't really have any news, so we'll just dive straight into Star Wars.
May the force be with you.
Hey everyone, Karrington here, co-host of Real Dudes Podcast. I'm here to tell you about our new affiliate, Podbean. That's right, if you're looking to get into a podcast, you can get your first month's service for free. You can do so by heading to the website, podbean.com/RDP, or using the promo code RDP, and you can get their first month's premium service for free. They are our personal podcasting hosts, and we love them. We wouldn't be here talking about it if we didn't love them so much. So head on over to podbean.com/RDP or promo code RDP and get that first month service for free. And as always, have a rad day.
Do you like to rage quit? Sometimes we all do. Do you like to take a sledgehammer and smash right over your phone? Or do you like to take your phone and throw it right into your TV? How about you like to take your phone and throw it into a fire? Yeah, we all like to rage quit sometimes. But thankfully, there's OtterBox. OtterBox offers a range of cases that fit every taste and lifestyle. Their cases use patented technology that provides superior protection for smartphones. With their innovative engineering group, dozens of patents, and robust sales and marketing teams, OtterBox is growing and expanding and plans to continue this trend. So, before you buy a phone accessory, make sure you check out OtterBox, and you can do that by going to Real Dudes Podcast /affiliates and clicking right on that OtterBox link.
We here at Real Dudes want to give a huge shout out to Guitar Man for letting us use his music on this episode. You can find more of his music on SoundCloud, and be sure to give him a follow on Twitter at IamGuitarman. That is GITARUMAN. Thanks, and let's get back to this episode.
We are back, and I guess I lied in a way. I said there wasn't a whole lot of news this week, but we had a major release as far as a AAA game releasing, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and this game came packed and loaded with controversy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was
Bring
pretty
it
ridiculous.
on.
So I'll let you guys dive into this. Whoever wants to just.
All right. Well, let me just get prepared. I gotta get my gamer face on by cracking open this Mountain Dew real quick.
Very nice.
Ooh,
Very nice.
Okay. And lean back in my chair. I think I got enough acne to a point where I'm qualified to talk about this. Let me just drink some more Mountain Dew to solidify.
And you've got glasses. That adds to it, too. The look.
Dude, they're so dirty too. So I'll probably have to put some tape on it at some point. Dude, in the third grade, I actually had tape on the nose of my glasses and on the sides.
You, sir,
Yet I wasn't-
qualify more than all of us.
I wasn't really a nerd though. Like
Not
I was
yet?
just really I was just a lame kid. Like I didn't like anything other than Toontown.
Oh. I remember
And
those. Well,
Smash Bros.
I
Melee,
remember
that's
when that-
about
I
it.
remember when that came out. Well, I definitely remember when that came out.
And they took it away from us, man. That's the one
I
thing
know,
I missed.
Toontown was great. Anyway, speaking of Disney, they kind of own this franchise called Star Wars. Dang
ever heard of it?
transition.
What's that? No.
So for those
I've
who
only
just-
been watching closely at it for the past 7 days.
Right. So for those of you who don't know, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is this game made by DICE, owned by EA. It is basically a Battlefield clone in a way. I'll say it a Battlefield clone.
And for those of you who don't know what Battlefield is, never mind. Go ahead.
And so, I do know a lot of people actually, just in general, the general public that aren't, one of us gamers that have no idea about the controversy surrounding Battlefront 2. Basically being now you pay $60 for the game, which is, normal price for a game nowadays. But
Yeah.
it also has a system in place where you can purchase extra credits, in-game credits, to unlock more gear. Now, what it has been in the past with other games, such as, we'll say, Overwatch, it's all been cosmetic stuff. You get skins for different characters, different voice lines, just things that don't really matter to the gameplay. Well, EA decided that they are going to make these loot boxes not just have cosmetics, but also changes so you can do more damage, have more ammo, have more powerful characters in general through these loot boxes that you can either earn in game or you can just pay for it. And so that's the controversy.
It's all part of EA's plan to completely reduce any credibility they had to ashes.
Yes. And so EA has tried to calm the storm, so to speak, recently, but they have only made things worse.
So
they
at what point does Disney rip away the license from them?
That's a good question. That is a very good question because they did step in recently and told EA, hey, you need to fix this. So EA basically took away the loot box system altogether. Like there is no loot box system except for the stuff you earn in the game. Like you cannot pay for anything right now, as far as extra is concerned. EA has said they are going to try and tweak the system so that way everybody can be happy. But we know that's not going to really happen. But I will say also it was a combination of gamers being upset as well as that news reaching Disney, and even the Disney CEO heard about it. So it went to the top.
Do you think that I forget where it was that I read exactly, but they posted something as far as like, we are making these changes because that is what our players want. Do you think it was really the players motivating them to do the changes or pushing them, or was it the letter that the dude from Disney sent to them?
I think personally, if Disney never said anything, EA would have never. EA would have never changed anything.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. You pay $60 for a game, and multiplayer is a huge component of the Battlefront series.
Mm-hmm.
And they put in these little gimmicks where you can pay, to get added attributes, whereas if someone who doesn't have that, doesn't have the money, the pocket's deep enough to buy
they have a
these
statistics advantage, yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's really whoever has deeper pockets.
And the thing is, I mean, there is a progression system built into the game as well. So you don't have to pay for anything. But the thing is, you can pay for it and you can be better than everybody else without having to grind for it. If it was just the grinding system, I don't think anybody would necessarily be as mad. Now, that was another whole controversy about that as well. But I think that's being very petty because some of the heroes were locked behind a grind, so where you do have to unlock them. But that's something that I don't care about because I looked it up. No one got mad over having to unlock any characters in Super Smash Brothers. And Mewtwo, you literally have to play the game for 24 hours in versus mode before you can have the chance to fight him to unlock him. And a lot of people are upset because it takes about 40-ish hours to unlock the bigger heroes like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. And to me, I don't really care about that.
Yeah. So from what I heard, because originally it was like 60,000 credits or something to unlock a hero.
That's correct.
And then
to unlock a single hero without purchasing anything else throughout your gameplay.
Right. And then they dropped it down to 15,000, right?
Right.
But if you won a match, you only get 300 credits for that.
Ish, give or take a couple.
So,
literally a couple.
So
you're talking about a pretty significant investment.
Yeah, you've got 200 games that you have to win in order to unlock one hero, roughly. Mm-hmm. And that's one hero out of, I don't know how many are in the game. I've only played. Yeah, it is.
Well,
I don't know.
I will say something about that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I was just saying, did we expect anything less from EA?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I will say that as well as getting credits from playing multiplayer games, you also get credits for accomplishing small goals in-game, such as play a round of Blast and get 500 credits. Oh, thanks! Now it can go towards purchasing my new Darth Vader that I love so much, and I also have a life-size standee in my home, in my closet, staring at me.
Right now?
Right, as we speak. That's actually not true. None of that is true.
What I will say, too, what I don't get, so DICE makes the Battlefield franchise, and the Battlefield franchise has, grown, matured over the years. I don't like the way it is now, but it is what it is. It's not pay to win, and it is strictly progression based. So you have to unlock certain weapons. Like if you're a medic and you want to unlock a certain weapon within the medic class, You have to play as a medic and just progress, you know.
Right.
The Battlefront series does not have this same treatment at all, even with Battlefront 1 and then now Battlefront 2. So I don't understand why why EA, because I'm pretty sure DICE had nothing to do with the decision to go to such a pay-to-win type system. I think we can all agree that was probably EA's call.
I'd say it's because it's Star Wars. I mean, it's a huge fan base.
Because they know people will buy it.
Yeah, everybody's nuts for anything Star Wars. Everything that it's got its name plastered on it turns to gold.
I guess I can see that. Because I was thinking too, there was that Reddit post that had around 600,000 downvotes that, you know, for a post that EA made on Reddit. And I was talking to someone.
We want the players to feel a sense of accomplishment for unlocking these heroes.
Yeah, that post. And I was telling someone, it was either yesterday or the day before, that if all 600,000 of those people decided to not buy the game, that's still a drop in the bucket to the amount of people that will actually still buy this game no matter what.
Well, 700,000 pre-orders were canceled.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's pretty significant. Yeah.
It is more than that's about 600,000.
I just like to take a moment here. Cody, take notice. 700,000 pre-orders canceled. Silence.
Hello, darkness.
That's all. It'd take a moment of silence to acknowledge the death of EA.
Spiraling downward.
Cody and I've had a discussion about pre-orders before. Just further supports my case.
So you called it.
Just saying.
In a way, I guess.
And sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just proof that pre-orders are terrible and they incentivize the wrong kind of behavior.
Right.
So, I guess something to think about though is even though all this controversy is going on and going in line with what Andrew said, you stamp Star Wars on the name, people are still going to buy it. This game is probably still going to be successful. At least in my opinion, I think it's still going to be a success because it is Star Wars.
Yeah.
And playing the little bit that I did play, I played through the first story mission and a little bit of multiplayer. It's a gorgeous game.
Absolutely.
It's so beautiful. The facial animations, all that is captured beautifully. Sounds amazing, and it plays good.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think that this game is going to be a huge success.
I do like the story so far, and I will say too that there are bits that you are flying, well, at least in a TIE fighter. I don't know if you fly in other ships throughout the story. I haven't finished it yet, but I wish that EA would make another space flight sim, because I feel like it's a series that's been lacking. You know, another Rogue Squadron, another X-Wing. It needs to happen, because those are the parts so far that I've had the most fun with in the game. And the single player, the campaign so far is really good. Like the shooting aspects are really good so far, and the acting is fantastic. But we definitely need some sort of space flight game. And I really wish EA would delegate either one of their studios specifically just to make Star Wars, or create a new studio to just make Star Wars games. And that's their job, just to make Star Wars games. Because I don't like the fact that they have like all these different studios making a Star Wars game, as well as having other projects on top of this Star Wars. Like take Respawn Entertainment, for example. We know that they're the Titanfall people. They probably have another Titanfall in the works, but they also have a Star Wars game in the works. And then Visceral had like 2 or 3 games in the works, and you know, they're gone now. As well as any other, like BioWare, they have probably like 3, 4, 5 games in the works at this point. And with one of them being a unannounced Star Wars game.
Question on that though. Do you think that it's just a natural selection process they're kind of put in motion? Basically, like, give half a dozen, you know, whatever studios an opportunity to make a Star Wars game, and then, you know, give them a little time to develop, see how it goes, and then pick one.
That's what it seems like so far, but then we see that the death of a studio like Visceral, unfortunately. May they rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yep.
And the reason why EA bought out Respawn is, apparently the story goes, EA was very happy with Respawn's progression on their Star Wars game, and then they saw Visceral's mess that they have created for themselves, and then they just completely decided to shut them down.
EA is probably like, Visceral, or not, Wait. You say Visceral?
Yeah, Visceral.
Yeah.
They saw that mess and shut it down.
Well, they were probably like, it's a single player game. We can't put loot boxes in this, so we might as well just shut it down.
Yeah, which is crazy because the campaign in Battlefront is pretty good so far. You know, I have no complaints against it. I haven't even touched the multiplayer yet. I haven't even touched it. Yeah, I haven't touched it yet. Because I wanted to play the campaign. And we haven't had a campaign since the other Battlefront 2, and I love that campaign.
Yeah, the
Wait.
Where you were the clone troopers going through.
yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of it's.
Isn't that the Battlefront we've been talking about this whole time?
No, I'm talking about the one on the original Xbox where you were the 501st.
There was a name for it, and I'm trying to remember it.
Yeah. Where it took place right from the Battle of Geonosis and went all the way to the end of episode 4, essentially, on the Death Star.
You talking about what we played on YouTube?
No, that was Republic Commando.
Okay.
That's a fun game. Shoot, it's the name of the squadron that helps Vader.
Yeah, the 501st.
That's it, 501st.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Gosh.
Because the only reason I remember that is because they have a that little fan base that they have going on too, which is
yeah, the 501st Legion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept thinking 51st, but I knew that wasn't
Gotcha.
right. So,
Yeah, 501st. Yeah, that story was
would like
fantastic
to,
in Battlefront 2. The previous Battlefront 2.
yeah, it was awesome. I love that, and Galactic Assault. That was a lot of fun.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm very upset that that's not a game mode anymore.
It might come in the future though, since EA is planning on releasing free quote unquote DLC.
Right. We've all heard that before.
I would like to shout out Criterion Games because they are the studio that developed the Starfighter Assault in Battlefront 2, which is why it's so good.
Oh, they made that? Hey, shout out
Criterion
to them,
Games.
They make the Burnout games. Well, they used to make the Burnout games.
Yep. Dude, Burnout
Back in
3
the
was my
day.
jam.
Oh gosh, yes.
Burnout
2
was
and 3
pretty
to
good.
me are the best ones.
2 is a good one too, yeah.
So Jordan, Karrington have both played it. Cody, Andrew, have you guys?
I've jumped in the multiplayer and then did
Okay.
the mission in the campaign so far, but I don't want to commit time to the campaign when I can't like fully sit down and do it. I hate taking it in bits and pieces, so I stopped because I couldn't do it, and I'll probably end up finishing it probably this week.
So just, I know we're not super far within the time the game has been released, but you know when Battlefront 1 released, it was exciting for just a little bit, and then it kind of flopped on its face.
Yeah, I was at the midnight release for that one.
Yeah.
I got a
So
cool
do you think
poster
that this
I
game
lost.
delivers more than what Battlefront 1 did? Like,
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, I could see
That's
that.
all I have to say.
I guess it's
No, but,
confession
You
Um,
say, go ahead.
I
It go
been
ahead.
really busy lately, and not picked it up yet, and probably not going to until Black Friday. And I'm hoping that it'll be like $10 or $15 cheaper then.
It will not.
Crap.
I guarantee it will not. However,
You heard it
I
here
do
first.
know that it will become cheaper once The Last Jedi is released.
Well, I probably won't
But
wait that
as far
long,
as
but
Black, it's way too close of a release for a Black Friday sale,
it
in my
depends.
opinion.
I've seen it before. Although
I've seen it
Star
too,
Wars,
but
so it's a
most
different
Call of
animal.
Duty, I don't think Call of Duty counts just because it's one of those games where they release a new one every year and
Actually-
they make it cheaper. That way, more people will buy it. But I think Battlefront 2 is a special scenario, especially considering it's being handled by EA. So that's just my prediction.
I mean,
as far as that goes,
either way, like I said, I'm willing to wait that long because I'm so busy right now with work. It's just
I don't
like,
blame you.
I
Yeah,
haven't been
yeah,
able
absolutely.
to-
Wait.
Like I said, I wouldn't normally wait for a game like that, but when I have no ability to play it, there's like I might as well wait a few more weeks because I won't be able to play it until then anyway, probably. So
Right.
might as well be a slim chance for it to drop in price a little bit.
I saw a Twitter poll that had about 1,300 votes on it. Are you going to buy Battlefront 2 today on release day? And I think it was 29% said yes, and the rest said no.
That makes
So-
sense. I believe it.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games where if you do wait for a price drop, it's not going to hurt you.
Well, I think
I mean-
like I said, we'd all be better off if everybody waited a few days for the reviews to start coming out to actually decide what to buy.
And the game,
The user review dropped below 1.
yeah, but like from like the media outlets, it's still getting somewhat average reviews. The complaints I've been seeing mostly were the microtransactions, and that was, of course, they had early copies, so they haven't even. I don't know what they would score now that EA is taking it away for the time being.
Hopefully this is the point where EA learns, oh, we shouldn't do stuff like that anymore to our games. Like, because originally, back in time, games were about, being developed to have fun, have a good time. And now it's like a huge money industry where certain games are just, they're doing things just to eat people's money, but I guess you can't blame them
Wow, it's
for doing that.
any industry.
It's just,
Once it starts to become a big business and the money starts to become a big issue, the sharks start circling.
yeah, I just want to go back to that time where people just make good games
And no one was
And
money
mediocre
hungry
games
about
that were
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Star Wars Battlegrounds was my jam. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love real-time strategy games, and I would play the crap out of that when I was younger.
That and Empire at War, I love them both. But
So-
Empire at War more so for the space battles.
Oh,
know
dude,
if I
those are my
played that.
favorite.
Oh yeah,
Anybody play Bounty Hunter?
Oh,
I did play
yes.
Bounty Hunter.
Oh yes, loved it. Got average reviews, but loved it.
it was a great game.
I liked it. It was the first game that I bought for PlayStation 2.
Now, I put it towards the top of my list as far as Star Wars games.
It's pretty high, yeah. The first two Battlefronts really good. But
those
are there
pretty-
any...
Well, I don't know. First Battlefront, when you go back to it, to me it hurts a little.
Why?
Because I feel like I see it with rose-colored glasses. Because I've played it. I have played it recently. I'm just like, oh gosh,
Oh,
oh gosh,
it's probably real janky.
just a little bit, just a little bit.
Well, I mean, with Star Wars game, I feel like the bar is Knights of the Republic and everything else is below it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I never played that.
So,
And BioWare is too busy right now with the Old Republic to try and make another Knights of the Old Republic.
I have a
They
couple
need to quit
buddies who
that.
are really into that game, and I love Star Wars, and I was into the game for a little while, but I just could not commit to it.
You
Like,
can
it's the same thing
now.
when I played World of Warcraft.
Well, see the difference. Well, you can play. So BioWare has since tweaked the Old Republic to where you can literally play and just experience the story. So they've really taken the MMO out of the MMORPG aspect to that game.
Right. Okay. Too bad World of Warcraft did the opposite of that, and I cannot
Yes.
experience the story at all
Yeah.
Wah, wah,
without
wah.
knowing exactly what to do. So I play with my friends to be like, "Oh yeah, watch this cutscene. It's pretty cool. It happens like really late in the timeline that you're supposed to be in, but whatever. You want to see Ysera die, so that's cool." Spoilers for those who are currently playing World of Warcraft 10 years too late.
Yeah.
we'll edit that out.
Bleep me. I love that game. Unnecessary bleeping. Unnecessary censoring or whatever it's called.
Beep. What bad Star Wars games are there? Are there
any bad Star Wars games?
But you have-
through the years of video games?
Yes, they do exist.
Are there games that made you cringe?
feel like
Well,
you should go around
I'd like to preface this with the best Star Wars game, which is Kinect Star Wars for the Xbox.
Oh, of course. I think we
360.
established this in the pre-recording meeting we had earlier.
Yeah. And I want to explain that to all of your viewers that I think that Kinect Star Wars is the greatest game of all time. Although, thinking about it now, I don't know if I should be saying that, considering I think Star Wars Battlefront 2 is also a good game. So, does my opinion
which is
really
better?
count? Which is better?
Well, think about it. Star Wars
let me
Kinect,
ask
you are in the game,
Which is cheaper at launch?
You're right. It was. Although to buy a Kinect was $150. Yeah, it was a good webcam. But the aspect of dancing with Han Solo to the song called Han Solo that goes something in the clouds, something. I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo. You know that song?
Yeah, I love that's a great song. Greatest song of all time,
man.
even.
And I actually do a cover of that song. It sounds exactly like how I just sang it, and it's on YouTube. It's sitting at currently 12 views. So if I can get some backing on that, that would be awesome. I'm trying to rake in that, YouTube revenue. I'm trying to get that,
There you go.
6 cents per million views. Anyway.
Star Wars Connect. I played it once, and that was enough.
I never played it.
All right, guys, that's the end of the episode. Talk
Talk to you later. No, there are worse Star Wars games out there than Star Wars Connect.
Can I
There are.
nominate one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go for Super Star Wars.
No.
the racing game.
Dude, that game was terrible and
No.
ridiculously hard.
It is ridiculously hard, but it is a great game. I have beaten that several times as a child.
You're a liar.
No. Ask Brianna or Donovan. They can vouch for me. I'm probably the only one in the family who's beaten that game.
That was probably that time.
He's the only person I knew who's
That
ever played it.
operation, You were high. You don't even remember.
But I will say,
Is that the racing game?
no. We're talking Super Star Wars on the Super Nintendo.
Way back.
Yeah.
Was it super hard?
Yes, it
Ridiculously
is
hard.
freakishly hard. Yeah.
Carrington's lying. I don't believe him.
Dude, if you can beat the first level, you're like a god. He's a liar.
I will see. To me, I think Star Wars Obi-Wan takes that title on the OG Xbox. Where the right
remember the cover of that game.
the right thumbstick is what you use to control the lightsaber. So, and then you use the left thumbstick to move. Oh, it was awful. It was so
designed that?
janky. It was so janky. That or Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace, the video game.
Ooh, he's
Star Wars Episode 1
That was
is
a
the
fun one,
greatest
though.
movie of all time. Jar Jar is my bae.
Yeah, and if by bay you mean piece of poop, then yes.
I think our audience, we
Basement.
were established in a previous episode, we need to use a different language. So, piece of bowel movement.
Or
There you
plort.
go.
I would also
Oh, yeah.
accept plort.
Yeah, plort. Oh man.
Although the good thing about maybe
I'm
not
trying to think
episode
of
1, the video
those.
game, because you could kill innocent people, GTA style, but you
Yes.
couldn't do anything.
And you would try to see how long you could last before you got taken down. Because wouldn't that when droids come after you and stuff?
droids, policemen, whatever, they come after you and kill you almost immediately.
I think Qui-Gon
Refreshed
would
my
too.
memory. Was that the side scroller on the PlayStation 1?
It is not a side scroller. It is
It's almost
it's top down. It's top down.
Oh, okay. So that's not the game I'm thinking of. The game I'm thinking of was based in Star Wars Episode 1, but it was like you could play a bunch of different characters. I cannot remember the name of the game for the life of me, but you play like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and you try to go through the levels and take down droids and stuff. It was your
power
basic
battles.
Say that
Jedi
again?
power battle,
Yeah, it may have been power battles.
which is
which
what
is
I was
also
gonna,
terrible.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not.
Let me look at it.
I was gonna say it.
Yeah, that is it.
I
Yeah, that is
lo-
it. Jedi Power
I
Battles.
love playing that game with friends, and then going back, I didn't realize that it got such terrible reviews.
No, it has a 76 on Metacritic and a 4.6 on eBay and Emu Paradise.
Quite a
I thought
review
you were doing
site.
IGN.
Emu Paradise. That sounds like a great zoo name. Only for emus, though. Like an emu petting zoo.
Emu or emo?
Emu.
Oh.
E-M-O.
Okay.
E-M-U. excuse
Emo
me.
paradise.
Yeah. It's an
But
emu.
yeah, yeah, there's some out there. The one of the fighting ones, kind of like a Street Fighter type fighting one.
Yeah.
That one wasn't very good either.
That was on PlayStation 1 also, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's up with the
there
PS1
was
games having
a
terrible Star
newer
Wars
one.
games?
Battle. Wait, what is it?
Republic. Not Republic Commando. Republic
Oh.
Heroes? It
Yeah,
was like
but
you could play as Clone Wars
game, isn't it?
characters. Republic here, man. There are so many Republic, this and that and the other. I gotta hang on. Let me
Carrington, like,
Google
you
it.
said Republic
I'm right in front of my
Commando,
computer
stab
anyway.
you.
Yeah,
So-
basically.
One of the best ones
Jedi
ever.
Republic.
So, Carrington, that fighting game for PlayStation,
Yeah.
it was on the demo disc that came with the PlayStation that we bought. And it's called Star Wars Masters of, is it Terraskasi?
Yeah, that's it.
I love that game too, but it was really bad.
Yeah, it's not a good game.
Maybe I just have a knack for really bad Star Wars games.
Pod Racer was
But
a
I
lot of fun. I
remember-
love
'cause-
that game.
Oh, that was awesome.
See, that I thought that was a bad
yeah,
game.
that was a great game.
Ooh,
was a-
you
that
know
was
what
a
was a
great
bad game? Star Wars Starfighter.
That was okay.
Jedi Starfighter?
No, not Jedi
Yeah,
Starfighter, just Starfighter.
Star Wars
Okay.
Starfighter. I didn't really care for that one. I tried to like it, but the controls, I can't fly inverted in video games. I know.
Yeah.
I am a scrub. I should be flying inverted like the pros.
Yes,
But however,
yes, you
I'm
should.
just your simple.
If you become
Casual-
a pilot, they're inverted.
Don't let them talk to you like
I
that.
don't
Normal
plan on
controls are
becoming a
fine.
pilot.
Respect yourself.
Respect, man. Nope. Please delete that. Edit this out. God.
All right, timestamp 45 minutes. There you go.
Thank you.
That just happened.
Yeah, that's
There you
probably
go.
staying in.
So yeah, I the Star Wars fighting game, Masters of Terraskasi, or however you pronounce it, and then Battleground, or not Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is great. Jedi Power Battles, I enjoyed a lot. I think there was one more game that I played on PlayStation that was really bad, and I can't remember it for the life of me. But it kind of looked like Doom in a way, just the graphics.
Don't say
And I
Dark
think it was
Forces, man. Do not say Dark
Rebel
Forces.
Assault?
I think it might be Dark Force.
Dark Forces is a fantastic Star Wars franchise that needs a comeback. Hashtag
I think it was
Kakatar
Dark
Live.
Forces. Because was it Doom inspired? I guess.
Yes, it was. It was the
Okay.
first person shooter on the market that had multiple like levels, like going up and down, and you could have like aim up and
Yep,
down.
that
Doom
was
was
it.
only straight.
See, because I think I was probably 7 or 8 years old when I played that, and I thought it was the
That
hardest
sounds
game
about
on
right.
Earth.
That game was hard and it's long.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
Even
what she
back
said.
Carrington.
Yes, sir.
Dude.
4630.
No, leave that. Leave that. Please. Please.
Let me tell you about this game.
Gosh, I got a lot to edit tomorrow.
Let me ask you guys something. What do you guys think of Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2?
I enjoyed them.
Haven't
No.
never
Only the
played
second
it.
one. Only the second one.
Yeah, only the second one.
Oh.
I have an opinion. It was
What?
really good, but they completely cut off like the last half of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they were just starting to
the
get rolling
story
with
was so
it.
short.
And you're like, man, this is going really good. And they're like,
Yeah.
all right, that's it. See ya.
Bye. Play it
Everyone,
again,
peace out.
please. Just
Yeah, it
keep
was,
playing it over and over again.
It was a slow start.
Live with the fact that you can't use Mind Trick anymore.
It was like, yeah, slow start, and like the last 2 or 3 hours really got rolling. And you're like, gosh, if this game is like another 10 or 15 hours long, it'll be one of the best Star Wars games ever. And it's like,
That's
nah.
why I like Force Unleashed.
First one was great.
Yeah.
The first one was great. Second one could have been just as good or better, but they're just like, nah, that's enough.
Now we're gonna phone this one in.
You'll get the rest of the DLC for another $60 in 2 years.
Back when LucasArts actually made. So I was looking up recently, by the way, and it's somewhat related. Before LucasArts got shut down, Force Unleashed 2 was literally the last Star Wars game we got from them. And before that, Force Unleashed. Like towards the end of their life, unfortunately, we did not receive too many Star Wars games. We got one. By the time, right before Force Unleashed came out, I think we were getting one every 2 or 3 years.
Well, that's when like Star Wars was being just like certain media was being published years between each other.
Yeah.
But now that Disney has, bought the Star Wars franchise, do you guys think that we're going to end up getting, Star Wars movies and like
Oh,
I guess I'm comparing it to
answer
the
this
Marvel.
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm comparing it to like the Marvel universe where we get multiple Marvel movies in a year. Are we going to get multiple Star Wars movies, Marvel? Wait, yeah, Star Wars movies.
We're gonna be
and
getting
games within a year.
We're gonna be getting at least one Star Wars movie every year for the next about 30 years, if not forever.
I agree with that.
Because there was an interview done with Disney, and the current director for the Last Jedi. Let me look his name up.
Rian Johnson.
Thank you. He is going to be directing another trilogy of Star Wars movies. That is separate from the Skywalker saga. I'm not sure if it's going to be 10, 11, and 12, but it could. It's just a new trilogy. So, Yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet. That's happening. You got the Kenobi movie that's probably happening, the Solo movie that's happening, maybe a Yoda movie, maybe a Boba Fett movie,
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar origin story.
That could be the best of all.
It needs to happen.
Where he turns to the dark side and terrorizes people.
Darth Binks.
That is my
happen.
favorite fan theory, honestly, the Darth Jar Jar theory.
More so than Snoke being Windu.
Mace Windu, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that.
Okay.
Another game we're talking about, I have to shout out Jedi Academy.
Oh, yes, for sure.
I mean, just
Oh, that's right. This is a podcast about video games. Sorry, let's get back on that.
But no, in all reality, it's like Jedi Academy has to be one of the greatest.
Well, to me,
Oh yeah, I love
Jedi
playing that game.
Academy, but I think the one before that, Jedi Outcast, I like a lot better. Because I love
Outcast was
Cal-Katarn,
okay, but
and there was
Academy
no
improved on some
Cal-Katarn in
things.
Academy. Well, he was in it, but he
true.
wasn't like in it.
I used to play that game with a ton
Because
of mods on it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because not many people know that's part of the Dark Forces franchise. So it goes Dark Forces, then Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, and then Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and then it's Jedi Academy.
Yeah, that's it. It's a good
I played one of
series.
those. I
Yeah.
don't remember which one it was I played though.
They're
There was
all
a time
good.
when I played PC games,
All
and
four of them were
then
good.
I didn't.
Well, I mean, technically, you can get all those games on consoles.
Steam. Oh,
Oh,
console.
gosh.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Just thinking about it makes me want to play those games, all four of them again.
Are the servers still live? Like, if we just want to go play a
You
match,
can make private servers.
Yeah.
dude, that would be a lot of fun.
And they're on Steam, and I know that you can still play multiplayer on them through that
Yep.
aspect.
Same with Empire at War, but that one's a little clunky to play.
Yeah. Republic Commando, unfortunately, I think the multiplayer. Last time I looked, there were no servers.
Can I just ask, how long do we have to wait for Republic Commando 2? Because I still want to know what happened to Sev.
You and me both. You and me both.
That was a good game.
That was a great game.
Yes, good game. That is good.
I'd say that, in my opinion, at this point, it's the best Star Wars shooter.
Best Star Wars shooter?
I mean, name me one better.
Battlefront 2. No, like honestly, like buried under the whole microtransaction controversy is a good game.
Yes, I agree. But I don't know, because the part of the Republic Commando thing, it was the story, and the story is fantastic.
yeah, that's what I think Cody was trying to get to is
Oh, okay.
there's no Star Wars game that has a story like Republic Commando as far as
Right.
being shooters being.
Well, and then take it in context of when it was created. Like the idea of being able to give your squad mates actual commands. I mean, even though it was somewhat staged, but still.
Yep.
I mean, the graphics were amazing for the time. I mean, as I guess you say, for lack of a better term, pound for pound, I definitely think it was the best shooter, and it's still arguably the best overall, in my opinion. Granted, I have not played the most current Battlefront 2, so that'd be the only exception, perhaps.
I will say Republic Commando, though, it still holds up. It's because Kyle and I started it on our little Let's Play series we were doing, but I have since finished it, and I'd be willing to go back again, because it still holds up.
Thanks for the invite.
I couldn't wait, man. I had to experience.
Thanks, man.
I had to experience it again.
We're getting close to an hour here.
Gosh,
I
I didn't
did want
realize that.
to I do want to just address this and see what you guys think. So Eurogamer, going back to the controversy of Battlefront 2, Eurogamer put out a article, and I'll just read what the original story was. It says the Belgian Gaming Commission is investigating whether loot box systems used in Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Overwatch qualify as gambling. Originally reported by VTM, the general director of the Belgian Gaming Commission, told the local news the commission is investigating whether the loot box mechanisms used in Battlefront 2 and Overwatch should be branded as gambling. Thoughts?
All right. I have my own opinion on that.
Okay.
I won't say it's the right answer, but this is
Right.
my take on it. So I agree that it is encouraging children to partake in something that they could become addicted to in the future. However, I do not view the Overwatch loot box system as gambling. I view it as a random chance. However, you acknowledge that you are going into this and expecting, what you're going to get. You have the odds that Blizzard have given you as far as getting a legendary item or getting a regular item, a standard blue item, or a gray item, excuse me. And you're going to get what you pay for, basically, in the long run. You'll get an amount of legendary skins, and they're all cosmetic, so they don't really have any monetary value, so you can't resell them. So in my opinion, they have no real monetary value in the long run. So if you're wanting to throw your money at that opportunity to get a cool skin, then do what you want with that. However, with Star Wars, it does have an overall effect on other people, unlike the Overwatch system. Although with Overwatch, I suppose someone can become envious of someone's skin, but I don't count that.
Yeah.
But providing a statistical advantage over other players in a video game is unethical and cheating, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Paying $280 for a ton of star cards and credits and crafting parts will make you godlike in a video game and will put you above all the other players who either one, don't want to spend money because they don't want to invest more in a game that they don't really trust, or two, they just can't afford buying these loot boxes even though if they want to. So it comes to a point where it sounds like EA is bringing a social hierarchy issue into the game as well, as far as those who cannot afford buying loot boxes. I actually saw a Reddit post, of a dad who saved up and bought his kid Star Wars Battlefront 2 because they wanted to play it, but they're not going to be able to compete with the other people who bought microtransactions and loot boxes in the game, and they're going to become upset with the game and become sad that their game isn't as cool as they originally thought. So that's my 2-minute take on that.
Very well said.
That was really
Very
good,
well
actually.
done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I will say too, so
Karrington.
yes. I mentioned this before we started recording.
Mm-hmm.
IGN did some research on the loot box system before it was taken away. They spent $100, and I don't remember how it all came out, but they actually received none of the high tier items. They received 0 of them. So the chances of you at the moment, or before they took it away, which I thought was interesting, that the system, it's almost like a lottery system. A lottery system, the odds of you actually winning are slim to none. So EA is encouraging you to pay for these higher items, but yet the odds of you actually receiving one, even after spending literally $100 extra, are still slim to none.
So
I would like to
to.
I would like to point out that you cannot get epic cards from loot boxes anymore because they took that out. The only way you can get those is by progressing through the system.
That's good. That's good to hear. I was going to say, so what does that tell you about EA? You spend $100 on loot boxes or star cards or whatever, and you get
It
nothing.
means they have $100 more in their pockets.
Yep.
And you, as a gamer, lose.
Exactly.
Yep.
Game over.
I definitely have to say that, really, I think once again, everybody's willing to have their opinion, but I think it's all gambling. Because if you think about it, you're putting money into something with the hope of receiving something worth the value you're putting towards it. I mean, essentially, whether it's cosmetic, and I kind of tend to agree with your, like I said, very well put statement that it's definitely more egregious when you do it on something that is caused a statistical advantage to go your way if you can throw the money at it. So, I mean, that's definitely worse, but I could even see on the cosmetic side, you're putting money in to hopefully receive something, whether it be tangible or intangible, digital or physical. It's still the same process for the same hoped result.
I ask one question, and this goes out to all of the members of this community. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Why has nobody brought them into the picture on this?
I was wondering the same exact thing because it is literally even worse of a pay-to-win system. But I think it's because it's free that it gets some. It's
not pay-to-win. Gambling system.
Well, yeah.
How so?
It's not necessarily pay-to-win because you're just getting. They're all cosmetic items. However, there are several websites that are specifically for gambling in CSGO, and it's been addressed before, but I'm just confused as to why it's not being brought up in this discussion with Battlefront 2 and Overwatch. Because CSGO is an easier game to access, and more children, in my opinion, play that game.
It is a bit of a higher skill level to play though, because it's a lot faster than something like Battlefront
I agree.
2. I don't know the system as well, but I do know that. I think the fact that it is free to play, it gets some slack. Just in general.
CSGO?
Yeah. It is.
CSGO is $7 or $15 on the Steam store.
Oh, okay. I got it for free, so that's why I'm like, it's free to play, right?
Oh. For you, it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Free for Karrington.
Only.
Well, even like Team
I
Fortress
don't
2
know.
has a similar system in place too.
Yeah, you're right. That is a good example. Actually.
That is literally free to play. No, that's free to play
With
for
the,
sure.
hats. Yes, that is free to play.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm going to argue my case for free-to-play games because you're not paying for the game in itself, so you spend money on microtransactions to get better at the game. And there are actually inventory items that you can get in TF2 that will improve your combat in game. But since it's free to play, no one really cares.
Yeah, if a game's free to play, I don't mind as much. Like, what was that game we were playing a while ago? Was it Marvel Heroes Omega?
May it rest in
Heroes
peace.
or something.
Mm-hmm.
If I think you hit level 10 or level 20 with each character, and then you can buy to unlock them. I mean, it gives me a chance to experiment with who I'd like to play with, and if I really like someone, then I can spend the money that I want to spend in order to play it. Whereas instead of me throwing money at the company and randomly getting stuff that I may want or I may not want.
Yeah, and I think that's where it is because it's if you are saying I'm willing to spend this money for this thing and it will happen, I will get it. That's it's got its own pitfalls, and you can have people deal with addiction that spend way more than they should. But for the most part, I mean, they're still making that choice on some level. It's on them. But
like,
you're just.
I think a good way to mediate that would be instead of having a loot box system, have like an in-game currency for your cosmetics, and then if you want to spend $5 to $10 for 500 or 5,000, 10,000 units of the in-game currency, so you can buy the item that you want instead of spending $15 to $20 on loot boxes.
Only
for something that you may not even get. Yeah, cosmetic items. I mean, don't put something into the game where you have to buy items that are going to make you more powerful than everyone else. That's just stupid.
Don't make that an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, except
it's stupid.
Well, if you can, make it something where you can. I still don't like it, but make it where they can pay to, get a better item, but make it where people can still have a path without paying to get to it, by grinding or whatever.
Right. Like Destiny 2 is a good example of that. You grind, you get better items.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Destiny 2
is
a much easier system than Destiny 1. Because I feel like I have most, if not all, exotics for my hunter at this point. But at the same time, I at least I have them. Whereas in Destiny 1, I have literally hundreds of hours in that game and still will have not seen the light of day on a lot of weapons and armor.
Mm-hmm. I think that this whole controversy, really, it's kind of EA testing the waters on microtransactions 2.0. Because I've never have nor never will like microtransactions to begin with. I'm like you guys, if it's a truly free-to-play game, other than that, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I still don't like once again, the precedent it sets. But this is basically EI being like, okay, EA being like, well, they accepted microtransactions. That's now a thing. So if they took that, will they be willing to deal with this? And I think the public responded.
Well, I think we are going to draw the line there. It's we're a little over an hour now. Probably be a good time to Stop the podcast. It sounds like such a Debbie Downer.
Way to go, Kyle.
Yeah, let me just
Stop
stop
crushing
the
my mouth.
podcast real quick.
Yeah, everybody just hit stop. But yeah, hopefully I get to play a little bit more Battlefront 2, and we'll see if I have a different opinion on it in 2 weeks, 4 weeks. We'll see.
So I
how
think
long
we
the
can all
gameplay
agree
lasts.
that it's not a bad game. It's just the microtransactions, the fact that the system is there is what honestly dampers the experience.
EA shot themselves in the foot.
Yes.
That's all.
Again.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
is there
what
any
they did.
foot left to
Again.
shoot for them at this point?
No. If you have 8,
If you are a quad puss,
Octodad.
yeah, an Octodad.
Or quad
Heyo!
Full circle.
Jordan, where can people chat with you? Where can they find?
You can find me on Twitter at Jordan_Taikuri. That is Taikuri. And I know you're just pondering the question right now. What does Taikuri mean, Jordan? It's Finnish for the magician. So I thought, something cool. I'm Finnish, and I practiced the dark arts for a little while.
That is awesome.
I
didn't
assumed
actually
that it
do
was literal. Thai curry.
It's what?
Thai curry, yeah. Is it Thai curry?
No, everyone thinks it's like some sort of
Dish.
Asian cuisine.
Well, it was a blast having you on here. You should definitely
Yes,
come back on.
absolutely.
Thanks, man. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
Once this whole Star Wars thing comes into another proportion.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll definitely talk Star Wars again once the movie releases, just because we love Star Wars.
Yeah, man. I've known Star Wars my whole life.
Yeah, I think most of us here can say something
Let me tell you,
similar.
my favorite movie used to be The Phantom Menace.
And now it's Return of the Sith, or Revenge of
And
the
now
Sith.
it's Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Sith.
Return of the Sith.
It's a mashup
The
of
best.
3
No,
and
I've really
6.
been getting into Attack of the Clones recently.
Oh, Attack of the Clones is movie.
No, the reason why the movie is so good is because they have so many lightsabers.
Yes. That's why I loved it. And the gladiator arena
the
fight.
gladiator arena fight. Yeah, of course. And because of course, everyone, we all hate sand, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's rough, and of course, it gets everywhere.
Every crevice and crack. Anyways, you can follow us on Twitter at RealDudes_pod, Facebook and Instagram, Real Dudes Podcast. We are on Snapchat, Real Dudes Podcast, but we never post anything on there. And if you have any questions, any suggestions, email us at podcast@realdudespodcast.com. And we played a game in the last episode, the NPC game. I'd like to continue that on the next episode, so be sure to look out for that. Other than that, everyone,
Wait.
Have a rad day.
Wait.
wait, what? Don't have a rad day. Stop. Hold on. Don't have it yet.
I'm trying to look it up because we said we were going to discuss this because we have patrons now on Patreon. And
Oh, yeah.
Give me a
Okay,
second while
hold
I
on,
look
don't-
up who they are so we can give them a quick shout out. I apologize.
Alright.
I did not have it ready because I
No,
meant to have it
it's
ready.
all right. Yeah, we should definitely just keep that going.
So we have Dave Chaffee. Thank you for pledging. He was our very first patron, actually. So
you
shout
go.
out to him. Also,
Thank you.
Pancast Productions. So I guess another podcast is supporting us, and we in turn supported them. So I would give them a shout out and check them out. Once again, they are Pancast Productions, and also CJ Boat. Also, thank you for those patrons. So please support the show so we can continue giving you guys high value content in return.
Yes, definitely appreciate that. And we look forward to your continued support. So, yeah, thanks, Karrington, for doing that.
No problem.
And thank you guys for not having a rad day yet. But at this point in time, you can now have a rad day.
Bye.